Good morning. If you're watching this after, I don't think anybody's watching it yet. Scheduled to go live here at 5 a.m. Central Standard Time, a couple minutes early. So just kind of hang out and talk a little bit until some people get on and practice along with me. So essentially, to kind of save you some time on whether this is something that you want to watch and follow along with, this is going to be Koburyu karate. I'm not going to do any kobudo weapons in this class because this is kind of an early morning roll out of bed. You don't have to get ready. You don't have to prepare yourself. I can't see you. You don't need to shower, brush your teeth, change clothes before you start training. You can just jump right into this. Also, I'm expecting that maybe people are following along in their houses or apartments, so they may not have space to swing weapons around. I'm fortunate to have this space, even though it kind of has low ceilings. I can still practice my weapons some. But this is just going to be karate. And Koburyu, good morning. So Koburyu karate is like a development and evolution of Uechi-ryu karate. So if you do Uechi-ryu, you should be able to probably follow along with this some. If you do Koburyu, you can follow along. This is a little bit more advanced, so we're not doing a very basic level class. This is more geared toward people the level of like my students. I have students who are Shodan, first level of black belt, and also Nidan, second level. So that's kind of more who this class is going to be geared for. We're not going to go super intense, but we are going to be just going through a lot of the movements. So I was just thinking about this is the last time I'm going to put my dogi on for the year 2025. And that kind of got me thinking. It's been an interesting year. I feel like this is kind of a year where I've tried to take a step back from just focusing on myself and really work on trying to provide resources for my students, whether through YouTube or coming up with exercises that people can do when they're not in the dojo. I also do a little bit of personal training, but it's really geared just towards my karate students, giving people exercises that they can do to help them, get stronger to be able to do their karate. Personally, I've had setbacks as far as minor injury and stuff, so this year's been a little bit rough in that regard, but I think that's helped me to kind of see past myself, and I take the lessons that I learned from 2025, and I'm going into, oh, hi. And I'm going into 2026 with that more experience and more preparation, more wisdom, hopefully. And I am hoping that 2026 will be a really positive year where I continue to grow. So, well, this is about the time that I said I was going to start. So, we're going to start with going through like Seisan hojoundo. All right, I'm not going to claim that this is like the only official way to do Seisan hojoundo. It's basically hojoundo just means like a subsidiary exercise or subsidiary set of exercises. So we're taking the movements of the kata, we're repeating them more, we're making sure we're doing them on both sides. So if you only do the kata and there's a certain move that you always do with your left foot in front, sometimes it's good to practice it with your right foot in front. And so doing the hojoundo, it allows you to practice on both sides, and maybe you only get to do it one time in the kata. In the hojoundo, maybe there's 6 repetitions of that same movement. So doing the hojoundo one time, you can get a lot more practice on those individual moves. There's also moves like, for example, in Seisan hojoundo, or Seisan kata, there's this move, right? There's one tetsui movement in the whole kata. And when we practice the kata, a lot of times we really focus on details on either the hardest movements or the movements at the beginning and at the end. But the moves in the middle that aren't very hard, like this tetsui, boom, it's easy to not really practice it that much, right? We do it one time when we go through the kata, and then that's it. So practicing it on both sides and practicing it repetitiously forward and back, I think is helpful. Yep, pretty much. That is exactly what's going on. We're gonna do the wax on and wax off. All right, and you'll actually see some of that. We do circular movements, so you're gonna see some stuff that kind of does look like the wax on and wax off. Merry Christmas to you too. I thought about starting this video with like a Santa hat or something, but nah, keep it serious-ish. All right, so let's get started with Seisan hojoundo. So to start off with, respectful bow. Onegaishimasu. Seisan no hojoundo. Come to yoi. So I step over with my left foot, put my hands up. I'm gonna back up so you guys can see my stance and everything. I'm gonna step forward, left foot, pull in, slide, left hand on top, high toe. I'm gonna go nuki with that left hand. Then I'm gonna go right, left, right hand's on top, dyote nuki, hizageri with the right knee, koken with the left hand. And come to here, pull in, then I'm gonna slide in, keep my right foot in front, right hand nuki, shote, 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 left hand on top, left knee, right hand koken. Come back to here, pull in, slide, high toe, left nuki, right, left, right hand on top, right knee, koken. I'm gonna step back, pull in, left foot's in front now. I'm gonna go high toe. Now pay attention, this is nuki with the left hand. I'm gonna do two of these. One, right hand, left hand's on top, dyote nuki. I'm gonna go hiza with the left knee, the front knee, and koken with the right hand. Okay, back to here, step back, pull in, high toe, right nuki, left, right, and now my right hand should be on top here, dyote nuki, hiza with the right knee, koken. Back to here, step back, pull in, high toe, nuki, right, left hand on top, hiza, koken, and back. Step right and block right. Come up, and we're gonna go nuki like that, slide back. Step and block, come up, circle, there's your wax off, all right. Slide in, nuki, and back. Step right, block here, slide nuki, and back. Step back, left block, right hand nuki, slide back. Step back, right, left hand, slide back, left hand, right hand, slide back. Block towards the left foot that's in front. Step right foot in front, right elbow, tate hiji, back, shote, nuki, osuuke, step left leg, left elbow, back to sanchindachi, shote, nukite, kosuuke, tate hiji, right elbow, right foot, back, shote, kosuke, nukite. Block, step back, left foot's in front, left elbow. Shote, nukite. Then You're gonna block, step back, block, shote, block, nukite, block, step back, left foot in front, shote, nukite. From right here, your left foot's in front, you block, tetsui, shote, step right, block, left hand, tetsui, shote, step left, block, right, tetsui, left shote, step back, tetsui, shote, step back, left foot's in front, right hand, boom, step back, right foot's in front, left hand, tetsui, shote. Okay, then we're gonna step left, block, kick, knee strike, hold down, lean forward, 3 shokens, all right? Come up, step block, front kick, knee strike, down, lean forward, shoken, shoken, shoken. Shoken's that small fist, all right? Block, 1 knuckle, kick, knee, down. 3 shoken punches. Block, kick, hiza, shita, shoken, shoken, shoken. Step back, block, left foot kick. Boom. Right knee, down, shokens. Step back, right foot kick, left knee. Hold down right hand. Left, right, left. Up to here. Now we're gonna do kamai like this. Step up, boom, kamai. Step in, yokohiji, rauchi, shokenzuki. Then we're gonna step in, left leg. We're gonna bring our left hand here. Come to that kamai. Step back, kamai here. Step in, left foot in front, left elbow, back fist, shoken. Step right, right foot's in front, left knee up, in, yokohiji, rauchi, shoken. Step back, left foot in front, step back, right knee up. Step back, right foot in front, step back, left knee up. Step back, left foot in front, right knee up. Arigatou gozaimasu. All right, so that's Seisan hojoundo. Let's see if anybody had any questions. Okay. Oh goodness. There's a lot here. So let me go through some of the comments. We got a hi, Merry Christmas. This guy, it doesn't work. Okay. So you can keep it moving. Merry Christmas. Get to a real MMA gym. Hands-on training. All right. All right. Point being equal, but MMA. See who wins. All right. All right. So this is like a really early morning class where we're going through some exercise training or we're going through some movements to try to make help my students improve their technique. So this is not the fighting portion of our class. All of these moves are fighting self-defense techniques. They're going to look a little bit different when we apply them with an opponent in a live action scenario. So I'm sorry if this was not the MMA class that you wanted to see at 5 in the morning of me in my basement doing MMA by myself. I'm not sure how that would work. But this is something that you can practice by yourself, similar to how you could work on your shadow boxing, your jump roping, something like that. I will break down a few techniques for anybody who's interested. We're not going to feed the trolls too much here, but I'll talk a little bit about how some of these techniques work. But I do think that hojoundo, I'll reiterate, I think that works well for practicing on both sides and getting to practice the movements over and over and over again. The other thing is, I'm not doing these moves super sharp, full power, full speed, because this is just kind of an early morning, get you moving class. All right, so while I'm explaining this, you're free to kind of practice along with it. So this first technique where you come here, and then you go here, boom, 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 that technique, you might apply that differently. So this is you're hitting with the high toe, right? And there's not too many scenarios. We can agree that someone comes in and grabs me, hitting them high toe with both hands at the same time, probably not exactly what I'm gonna do. So if they're grabbing me high and close, I can go a shoe toe, coming like that, hitting to the ribs, or I can palm strike to the ears, boom, like that, all right? So someone gets in close to me, I don't have a lot of space, I can try to hit their ears quick, and then from right there, this movement where I go like that could be from hitting the ears. So I hit their ear here. Now I can, to push their head away, I can stick my thumb in their eye and dig it in to push them away. So I'm hitting the ears and then seeing if I can hook the eye with that thumb and push them away. That could, anytime you're messing with people's eyes, that can cause some pretty serious damage. Is it better in terms of repetition for both sides? Is it better to do hojoundo or yaku? That depends. So here's the thing. Hojoundo takes more time than doing the kata one time. I prefer to do the kata and then the yaku. That's my preference. We're doing hojoundo partly because we just never get around to doing hojoundo, and it's really hard if you're not already doing yaku. Yaku is just a reverse mirror image of the kata. So anytime I would be turning left and punching with my right hand, that same point of the kata, I'm going to turn right and punch with my left hand. So everything's just reversed. So anytime in our system, anytime we do a movement on one side, we can also do the movement, practice it on the other side. So instead of doing the hojoundo where you do the movements over and over and over again, forward and back, you can do the kata one time and then do the kata yaku. I prefer to do the kata and the yaku for my personal time training, because that allows me, it's kind of the right amount of timing to rest in between exercises. So if I do a set of push-ups and then I do regular version and yaku, that might take me 2 minutes if I want to rest for 2 minutes, and then I can get in and do more push-ups. If I also, the hojoundo is like easy to follow along with pretty much, if you know the katas, whereas the yaku takes some practice. So I think it's hard for me to teach yaku through a video if you're not already really well versed in yaku. The best way to practice the yaku side of the kata is to do the regular side and then try to struggle your way through the yaku right after you do the regular side until you get it to the point where it's pretty much just as good as the regular version. Great question though. All right, so we talked about that move a little bit. You can go pop into the ears or you can hit here, but I'm also gonna say this high toe strike, I like it for maybe not hitting at the same time, but maybe this movement where we're hitting with both of our hands, you're using one hand to block, boom, while you're coming high toe with the other side. So anytime with gloves, if you like, you know, we're talking about boxing and Muay Thai, anytime when you put gloves on and you could throw a hook punch, you could also throw a high toe, which is going to be effective without the gloves. So if I've got this foot in front and they're coming here, I can move my head, I can sidestep, I can parry, boom, and I can hit basically with that lead hook with the high toe. Or if it's this side and the punch is coming, boom, I can parry that, I can move aside, duck under, come up, boom, hit with my high toe. All right, so that's one way. That's probably how I would use the high toe in fighting. All right. So don't feed the trolls too much. It's okay. We don't. The other thing I would say, so while I'm explaining how to do the high toe, you can practice this. All right. So if you're in your living room or your room, you can practice, you know, just visualize your left foot's in front here. You're fighting, boom, step off line, hit high toe. You're here, hit high toe. So you can use that. Then the next thing I would say, we've got, so this movement, somebody's committed their hands to kind of grabbing you. One hand pushing on the throat, you might not be strong enough to kind of push them away, but to create some distance for yourself, you can take both hands, put it on their throat, and go like that. You're not gonna do that while they're swinging punches at you. You're gonna do that if they commit both of their hands to trying to grab you, then you can use that to kind of pop them in the throat, create some distance, pull them into the knee strike, and then you can use this hand, strike the groin. At that point, you can snap them down here. Boom. You can follow it up with some other techniques. This movement, this is a little bit tricky. In the original Uechi-ryu, it was more like this, right? It wasn't coming across. This is a way you can block. I think it's best for either blocking and catching a kick, like if you step back and they're kicking and you can catch it here, you've got some control because you can snap, you can hit here, snap, catch up under their leg. It's also the part going to the back would be if someone kind of gets you around the arms and you're trying to break free, right? So that's where I would probably more closely use something closer to like how the Uechi-ryu people do it, where I move this arm more forward, but it's still gonna come a little bit sideways. I want to break that grip, and so I'm creating opposing forces to move my opponent, trying to hit them at the same time as I loosen up the grip that they have on me, so then I can step off and keep fighting. You guys know what a lot of these techniques are for. This one, maybe they've got a hold of your wrist, you were fighting here, they grabbed a hold of your wrist, and you want that grip free, you can break the grip here. They kick, you're gonna block, you can hook their arm out of the way, boom, come in with some combination of strikes. All right. So let's do, you guys want to do Seisan hojoundo one more time? Or do you want to do taisabaki waza? First one to answer. Seisan hojoundo or taisabaki waza? I'm just gonna pick one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Seisan hojoundo again. Before we do that, let's do push-ups, guys. So All right, let's do push-ups. So I'm gonna go from my knees here still because I'm still on some restrictions trying to bounce back. But let's do see if you can do 15. All right, but I'm only gonna do a few. Just on the knuckles, down and up, down, up. If you can knock out 15, that's awesome. If you can only do 10, that's okay. Just gonna give you enough time that you could do some because we're already warmed up. Keep going, keep going. See if you can get 15 push-ups. All right, let's go Seisan hojoundo. Onegaishimasu. Seisan hojoundo. Yoi. Left foot in front, pull in, high toe, left nuki, right, left, right. Right hand on top, right knee, left hand. Come to here, pull in, slide, high toe, nuki, left, right, left, left hand on top, left knee, right hand. Back to here, pull in, slide, high toe, nuki, right, left, right, right hand on top, right knee, left hand. Back to here, step back, left foot's in front, high toe, left hand, nuki, right, left, left hand on top, Hiza with the front knee, and koken here, and back. Step back, pull in, high toe, right hand, left, right, and then right hand on top, right knee, left hand. Back to here. Step back, pull in, high toe, nuki, right, left, left hand on top, left knee, right hand koken, back to here. Step right, block, right hand, left nuki, back. Step left, left hand, block, right hand, slide back. Step right, block down, block up, left hand nuki, back. Step back, left foot's in front, boom, slide in, right hand nuki, slide back. Step back, right foot's in front, block, left nuki, back. Step back, left foot's in front, boom, boom, right nuki, and back to here. Then kosuke, step right foot, shote, nuki te. Kosuke, step left, boom, boom, boom. Kosuke, step right. Kosuke, back, left foot's in front. Kosuke, step back, tatehiji, right foot's in front. Kosuke, step back, tatehiji, left foot's in front. You're gonna come forward here. You're gonna leave your right foot in back, so left foot's in front here. Tetsui, shote, step right, tetsui, shote, step left, right hand, tetsui, shote, step back, right foot's in front, left hand, tetsui, step back, left foot's in front, right hand, tetsui, step back, right foot's in front, left hand, tetsui. Yeah, that's correct. All right, so left hand is the last one. Then we're gonna go step left foot, block, kick left, right knee, down, right, left, right. Step right, kick right, left knee, down, shoken, shoken, shoken. Step left, kick, hiza, shita, shoken, shoken, shoken. Step back, block, kick right, hiza, shita, shoken, shoken, shoken. Step back, kick left, right knee, down, shoken, shoken, shoken. step back, right kick, left knee, down, boom, boom, boom. Move in, kamai, step back, lock, yokohiji. Step left, kamai here, step up, lock, yokohiji. Move in, kamai, step up, block, boom, boom. Step back, kamai. Step back, kamai. Step back, left foot's in front, kamai. Left foot's in front. Hey, yame, right? Arigatou gozaimasu. Saying in karate, karate begins and ends with courtesy. That's why we bow before and we bow at the end. All right. All right. Gonna run through some taisabaki waza. So we're just gonna start with Jodan Tsukiyuke. So there's 7 that we do that can be used as kind of a warm-up. I feel like we used Seisan hojoundo as our warm-up. So we're gonna get right into the ones that we have kind of direct bunkai for, that are more designed to be like your self-defense or sparring type combinations, movements. Do some push-ups real quick. All right, see if you can do 15. If you can do 15, do 15. If you can only do 10 from your feet with perfect form, do 10. That's okay. So we're gonna go here. I'm actually going from my knees because I'm recovering from a little elbow thing. But soon I'll be back to going from my feet. So I'm just doing a few to kind of fill the time, but I want you to push yourself a little bit, okay? It's early in the morning. This doesn't have to be a complete smoker session. But try to get something out of it. If you can keep going a little bit, finish up your 15 if that's what you're trying to do. All right. Hopefully this session we can get push-ups crossed off of your list for your workout for today. After you're done with your push-ups, I think you should do some front shoulder raises, like pick up some weights or some gallon jugs of water and lift them to the front, or a vacuum cleaner, lift it to the front, something kind of heavy. A big heavy potted plant, flower pot, pick it up like that for the anterior deltoid muscles, because that's part of what you use in the push-ups. So once your body's tired from push-ups, then you can isolate that movement, isolate those muscles and try to make that stronger. You could also do we could also do some triceps. So you can do something more to like work on your triceps after you're done with your push-ups. So let's go taisabaki waza. Koburyu taisabaki waza. Onegaishimasu. So first thing, we're going to put our right foot in front, sanchindachi, jodan tsukiyuke. But let's slide across the floor because this is more for advanced people. So this is not just step. So I'm going to slide in, jodan tsukiyuke. Slide in, jodan tsukiyuke. Sorry about that. The power of the footwork was too much for my precarious professional studio setup here. To give you an idea of the professional studio setup, it is, oh no, they locked my, here. This is my professional studio setup. I am balancing my phone on a vacuum cleaner. All right, let's let's get back to work. All right, now I have the phone is set up where it's not on the same mat, so I'm hoping I can do the same thing without sending you guys flying. All right, so it's gonna be Jodan Tsukyuke, Jodan Tsukyuke, Jodan Tsukyuke, Jodan Tsukyuke. So same foot that's punching, that, or same hand that's punching, that foot's in front. So right foot's in front, Jodan Tsukyuke. Left foot, left hand, and grab and pull. All right, you can also do this moving, boom. You can move to the angle, move in, move in. I can step offline, going backwards. So they're coming in a straight direction, attacking. I'm gonna block and punch at the same time. And right foot, Jodan Tsukyuke, Gyakute Seikenzuki. Jodan Tsukyuke, Gyakute Seikenzuki. Moving back. So it's punching face level, punching high, grab, punch middle, back. High, middle, back. I can do that going this way. Move in, move into the angle, or I can step offline, block, and kind of counter punch at the same time, and punch. Block and punch, punch. Block and punch, grab, pull, punch. Block and punch, grab, pull, and punch. Then Diote Tsukyuke, both hands. Boom. So I can block with this one, punch with this one, and grab a hold. Block and punch, grab. Block and punch, grab. I could also block. I could punch palm up here to the body. Block and punch. Grab a hold and get control of the arm. Questions? All right. Let's go the Kosa Uke. So I group those as 3. The next group is going to be 3 also. This is going to be Kosuke Shoshikomi. Kosuke Shoshikomi. Kosuke Shoshikomi. So you're coming down Nekoashi, but you're going to slide in. And at the same time, without wind up, boom, going straight in with that palm strike. Same thing, go forward, step off line, kind of zigzag pattern movement. Step off line, step off line. Kosuke Zen Sokogeri. Kosuke Zen Sokogeri. Kosuke Zen Sokogeri. Block, kick. Block, kick. That was just a tremor. All right, block, kick. Kosuke, kick. Kosuke, kick. Kosuke, Zen Sokogeri. You do that stepping offline. Kick. Kosuke, kick. Kosuke, kick. Kosuke, kick. Focus on training though. Don't worry too much about. There's always, any video like this is gonna attract like random people who just wanna like rag on what other people are doing. And if people wanna comment and say stupid things instead of training, like they could be focusing their energy on their actual goals, that's fine. but don't let them get you roped in to worrying about trying to deal with them instead of focusing on your actual goals, which is following along with the movements and getting your repetitions in. All right, so this is gonna be Kosuke Dojigeri. So same time blocking kick. Kosuke Dojigeri. Kosuke Dojigeri. Block, kick. Going backward, we kick with the front leg. Block, kick. Kosuke Dojigeri. Kosuke Dojigeri. Kosuke Dojigeri. Geidan Tsukyuke. Ryote Ashibarai. Geidan Tsukyuke. Ryote Ashibarai. Geidan Tsukyuke. Ryote Ashibarai. Back. Geidan Tsukyuke. Ryote Ashibarai. Geidan Tsukyuke. Ryote Ashibarai. Geidan Tsukyuke. Ryote Ashibarai. So this one, you're catching the kick, so you can practice step off line, catch the kick, trap it, and step through, throw them down. Step off line, catch the kick, step through. So this is gonna be, you're lifting it here, you're getting this arm up under it, you're stepping through, boom, trip and slam. So stepping off line, boom, boom. And then, Geidan Tsukyuke, Sukuyage, Sokutogeri. Geidan Tsukyuke. Okay, I think what happened there that time is that my mat is scooting to the point where it, I know, it's scooting to the point where it ran into my other mat. So hopefully that's solved. Fingers crossed. Alright, so Geidan Tsukyuke, Sukuyage, Sokutogeri. Geidan Tsukyuke, Sukuyage, Sokutogeri. Step back, catch, lift up and kick. Catch, lift up and kick. Drop and catch, lift up, kick. Drop and catch, scoop up and kick. You step off line, so if the kick is coming really straight, you can get off line, get a hold of it, kind of lift that leg up. And to lift the leg up, to be able to do that kick, you need to stay toward the end of the leg. So if they, here, this is their leg, all right? So they are kicking me. If I trap it here, I got a hold of their leg. If I choke too much up on their leg to the point where I'm here trying to lift it up, they can be grabbing me and making, I don't have much room to do a kick. So I need to catch it here, hold it here, and then I can lift it. Even if I put this arm under to help me lift them up off balance, I still want to stay kind of out toward the end of their leg, right? I'm going to stay kind of close to that foot so I can scoop that up and throw my kick. So that's a kick to the groin, or it could be a kick to the knee that they're standing on. So I'm trapping here, catching here, throwing my kick. If I wanted to tackle them and get into a more like MMA, jiu-jitsu type situation where we're wrestling now, I could catch here, and that could be my way of like starting to sort of work my way up, get them here, but now, you know, we're in kind of a grappling situation. I may have the advantage based on the fact that I'm hopefully initiating a takedown there and gonna end up on top. But if that's not what you're trying to do, and you're trying to kind of keep a distance so you can kick to the groin or stomp to the knee, you want to stay out toward the end of the leg. What is that? Is that what we're doing next? Is this a cartwheel? I can't tell what that person's doing. I'm not gonna do a cartwheel. Is that what that is? I have my glasses on too, I just can't see. Yeah, it looks like they're either walking on their hands or doing a cartwheel. I'm assuming that's some kind of dig at my phone continuing to fall off of my stand. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of that. The next thing we're gonna do is this. We're gonna do the same thing. It's a Gedan Tsukiyuke. So Gedan Tsukiyuke, it means lower level punch block. So I'm using a Kosaken fist. It's like a Seiken, but I'm using these knuckles, the knuckle of the thumb and these two knuckles, as the point where I'm focused on punching. I'm not necessarily punching their leg, but I could be. What I don't want to do is clash with their leg, shin against my fist. The shin is probably going to win that, all right? But what I can do is I can basically get out of the way and sort of block their kick with this. I'm not blocking the full force of their kick with this hand. Let's say I'm gonna step back so that their kick is gonna miss anyway, or off to the side so their kick is gonna miss anyway. And I'm going to just kind of tap where their foot or leg is as a precaution, just make sure I'm tracking where it is in space. And also I can punch their leg at the same time, not directly to the front of the shin, but I can punch where that calf sort of joins the bone. All right, so this is gonna be Geidan Tsukyuke, Jodan Agyuke, Gyakute Chudanzuki. Geidan Tsukyuke, Jodan Agyuke, Gyakute Chudanzuki. Block down, block up, pull and punch. Block down, up, pull, punch. Boom, boom. You can do that going offline too. I guess going backwards, I think we're supposed to pull all the way back. Boom, boom. Pull all the way back with this hand when you're stepping backwards. On the way forward, just bring it to here. Kosuke Gyote Shoshidashi. Both hands are striking. So it's kind of a push, but it's like a sharp hitting with your palms. You might as well be hitting them. So think more hit than push. So block, boom, block, 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 block. This is a good option for maybe a situation that's gotten physical, but it's not like a life or death self-defense situation. Maybe somebody's in your face and you think if you just go, boom, you might be able to, discourage them, make them realize that they're about to make a big mistake. You got to be careful with all this stuff because, if you hurt them, if you cause them pain, discomfort, that could be considered an assault. So if you have a way to talk your way out of a situation, try to talk your way out of it. If you can avoid and escape from a situation, avoid and escape. But let's say in this situation, this is something you can do to somebody that the initial hit is probably not going to do crazy tons of damage if you're hitting them to like the body or the arms or something like that. You could also use it more effectively for like a self-defense if you're hitting the head. So you take both palms and you just hit somebody's head. It's not going to have the rotation power that you have if you hit the head with one hand. That's the issue, is hitting like this, you're getting all your power coming up from your legs versus the power of that rotation of your body. You're going to actually be able to put more force into hitting with one hand, but hitting with two hands can be useful for covering more area. And also, let's say you're trying to like create space and keep them away from you. That's probably a stronger frame to keep them away versus just going with one hand. So there's advantages and disadvantages. If you're in close and you don't have room to hit with one hand, maybe hitting with two hands could be advantageous as well. All right, let's go Ryote Shuto. Kosuke Ryote Shutochi. Kosuke Ryote Shuto. Kosuke Ryote Shuto. Sugate Shuto. Kosuke Shuto. Kosuke Ryote Shutochi. You can still do these ones off to the side. Kosuke Suihei Shitochi. It should be one movement, one fluid movement. Kosuke Suihei Shitochi. Come off to the side, off to the side. Moving back, off to the side, off to the side, off to the side. Kosuke Shito Ofuku Uchikomi. Kosuke Shito Ofuku Uchikomi. Block, block, boom, drop into this. Boom, boom, ish. Boom, boom. When you're going back, pull back when you hit. Boom, boom, boom. Ish. A little trick to that to help me drop with my body is I think about hitting with my kote instead of hitting with a shuto. So it is a shuto strike, but when I'm doing it, I'm thinking about hitting with my kote. And in bunkai application, that can actually be really good too, because I can hit the collarbone with my kote, and that puts my hand in a perfect position to hook around the head like that. So I can hit the collarbone, hook the head, push into them, and then step and dump them. So boom, 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 or boom. That's better. So I hit, kote, hook behind the head, push in, and pull them down, rotate. It can be a pretty useful technique. All right. Kosuke Doji Shogaminuchi Yakute Chudanzuki. Kosuke Doji Shogaminuchi Yakute Chudanzuki. Going back, pull all the way back. Kosuke Geidan Shochi Uraken Gaminuchi. Kosuke Geidan Shochi Uraken Gaminuchi. You can also practice this haishu, hitting with the back of the hand. All right. That's not all of them. That's probably, might have made it further than halfway through. I don't know. It's probably about halfway. So any questions about anything we've done? I'm going to jump off in a minute here, but if there's something that comes to mind, I'd be happy to help you guys out with any answers. My last uniformed training session of the year. Last time putting on the dogi for 2025. No more jabs about my phone falling off. Nobody. Okay. Difference between kosa uke, wa uke. All right. Wa uke means like a round, like a circular block. So in Uechiryu, they use a circle, they call it a circle block. So it might be called wa uke, or mawashi is like coming around. I think wa is more like a circle. So the wa uke is a circle block. A circular block is going to be like this, all right? I'm drawing a circle, I'm painting a circle with my hand. And so that is pretty cool because it sort of comes along with some of the Chinese influences of the style, the Kung Fu, the circular movements. You've got circular and linear is another Inyo aspect I don't think we've talked about. So a lot of times when we're rattling off, like what are some of these complementary things that make each other whole? When we talk about this, Inyo, circular and linear is one of those things. Circular, a lot of times, circular energy is you step off to the side and maybe use some centrifugal force to either generate power for your hit or to redirect your opponent to off balance them and throw them on the ground. Whereas linear is the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, right? So the wa is part of that, I think, original circular thought process. Wa can be effective because, you know, if I tenshin, if I get my body offline, then a straight attack coming in, like someone pushes me, someone reaches to grab me, and I tenshin and I do that wa, I can use one hand and get some control, and that circular energy is going to help me kind of, you know, pull them off balance a little bit. So that's the wa. In Koburyu, we do kosauke, which is a cross block. So on every one of those, pretty much, we're using both hands to block whenever possible. So the idea is, if I am stronger than you and I throw a heavy, hard punch, we need something that's going to work for you to be able to block that heavy, hard punch. So doing a one-handed circle, unless you're very successful at getting out of the way, which I hope you are, but you've got to plan for maybe things don't go best case scenario. So maybe you don't succeed in getting out of the way. And so you have to count on this block. What's going to be stronger? Imagine you're holding this hand up and my kick is pushing through, or my punch is pushing through, but then you're able to support that with your other hand and use your other hand too at the same time. That's going to give you more stability and more focus. I usually I call this wauke because I think that's more circular than the kosauke cross block that we're going for there. But I might also call this like a mawashi uke. But I think I usually call this one wauke. Kosauke, it's still pretty circular in some ways. In the kata, a lot of times in the application, that circle gets so small that it's almost invisible. So it's actually like I'm blocking with both hands, and there's a little bit of circular energy because I'm going here directly to block whatever's coming. I may have to circle under it. Like if I'm teleporting myself offline, something's coming at me, I can't go through their arm to get over here and block it. So I may have to come a little bit around their arm and hook onto it. Boom. And there's a little bit of a kind of a pull off balance where I'm coming here. So that part is a little bit circular. There's a little bit of dropping energy there too, kind of like a osai when you're using the sai. I'm setting their weight down. I'm intercepting, boom, and then I'm dropping and setting my weight down, which kind of puts them off balance a little bit in the process. So kosauke, the other thing is, so sometimes it's okay to block with one hand. In sparring, you'll get a feel for when it's better to block with one hand versus two. If you commit two hands to this one, then the next punch could catch you. So that's why you really want to be trying to get to the outside instead of, so if they're punching with their right hand, I kind of want to move away. So I'm further away from their other hand versus, stay inside so they can follow up with that. But if I go here, the way to kind of counter that is I need to be either moving backwards so I can miss that, or when I come back with my block, I'm going to hit them at the same time so that I still have both hands, the energy of both arms. So to give you an example, in this movement in the bunkai with the yokohiji, I'm going to go here, boom, and I'm going to punch and hit. And that's going to put more of my body, even though I'm only blocking with this arm, my hit is kind of blocking at the same time, because my hit should reduce how much power they can put into their hit. And it's also putting a forceful energy rotating my body this way. Everything's behind this arm, boom. So I'm going to have more power than if I just went here and then here. So instead of here, here, I'm going here, boom, there, boom, and then dropping into my yokohiji. So it's the difference between a circle with one hand and cross utilizing two hands against one hand of your opponent. Is that helpful? Well, I hope you guys all had a great Christmas. I'm glad that we were able to train in this setting. I think it's a good way for people to be able to postulate questions. Let's not get too sidetracked feeding the trolls. I don't need to be arduously defended. I know that these people show up on every video that anybody does. If it was a world famous martial arts teacher somewhere, there'd be some goofballs on there making comments. But I just on here to teach people who want to learn. If you don't want to learn, keep it moving, right? But you guys don't get so, don't become people who like discussing martial arts more than you like doing martial arts. Those are the people who usually come on the videos and make comments, like disparaging comments, is people who like to discuss martial arts, and even in a toxic way. You know, it's one thing to just nerd out about stuff and be like, oh, this is so exciting, I love martial arts. And even that, it's better to train, right? So talk about martial arts when you're so tired from training martial arts that you can't train anymore. But if you still have energy to train and you have time to type up a whole comment about training or martial arts, then maybe just do martial arts, right? Just train. That's the key. Everything's on the mat. Everything is, all the secrets, all the knowledge, all the personal development that you're looking for is in practicing. Renshu, renshu, renshu. Practice. The troll was malnourished. Yeah, he was hungry. He was thirsty. All right. Well, have a good day. And look forward to getting together and training in the new year. Good night. No, this is the start of your day. Get up and get to work.